This is Japan's Nagano Prefecture. It's my favourite prefecture of the country. I think you can guess why. And right above it, its northern neighbouring prefecture is called Niigata, which I've always been curious about because of its reputation of being very snowy in winter. My main goal for my stay in Japan this year was to photograph the winter, which is a part of Japan that I felt was lacking in my growing body of work. This is why, this year, I decided to come in January to experience what the middle of winter is like in Japan and photographically document everything. And so in today's video, I would like to invite you to join me on a little journey I went on in January. This journey took me up to small towns and villages in the Niigata prefecture and then continued south into the mountains of the Nagano prefecture. And let me tell you, I shot a lot, and in this video I would like to share with you what I captured. Let's go.
Long for those quiet days when the hours drift away.
This journey begins where most of my journeys begin, Tokyo Station, from where I caught the Shinkansen that speeds across the Niigata prefecture, and I was going to get off at a station called Echigo Yuzawa. The reason I chose to go there is rather simple, to be honest. For this trip, I had limited my destinations to the Niigata and Nagano prefecture, and when I researched the snowiest places in the two prefectures, Yuzawa was one of the places that came up. And it didn't need any more info than that. That was enough for me to put it on my list, and so that's where I was heading. Something that struck me on this train ride is how the climate in Tokyo is quite different to the climate in Niigata, and it appeared to be a particular mountain range in the Gunma prefecture that lies in between Tokyo and Niigata that divides the climates. And so the train went through a tunnel that pierces through that mountain range, and all of a sudden, when I came out, I arrived in Yuzawa and it was fabulous. You have to know, I've been dreaming of seeing Japan in these snowy conditions. Snow has always been something close to my heart, definitely has something to do with my upbringing in Austria, I suppose. And I mean this quite seriously, snow can make me emotional. And I was actually getting a little emotional walking through these snowy streets from the station to my hostel. It was so beautiful to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you, drop man. Yeah, good.
After greeting the staff at the hostel and leaving some of my luggage with them, I decided to check out the ski area and the ropeway that were right across the street and just walk around, observe and shoot anything that might be interesting. Something I find quite interesting in Japan's ski resorts is that they like to sell a sort of European experience. They have hotels named after Austrian towns, and here they had an Italian restaurant that looked like the kind of mountain restaurant you could find in the Dolomites. I had to try it out, and so, to my surprise, on my first day, my lunch was a pizza. After my lunch I walked around a little more, but there was honestly not too much to see. But just as I was waiting in line to board the ropeway back down, I spotted this gentleman in a cool yellow ski suit. I tried to ask him politely whether I may take his photograph, but his answer was not particularly extensive. He just gave me a nod, a soft grunt, and then continued to enjoy his sit. I took that as a yes, so I thanked him and got this shot. But it was in a bit of a rush because the line started moving, so unfortunately I missed focus a bit. Slowly, the evening was approaching, but I still had some light left and a town to explore. After my little snack at the station, I decided to head into the quieter part of the town because there was a shrine I wanted to visit. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the shrine. This guy and a couple other people were busy working and asked for visitors to stay out. So I made my way back to the hostel, thinking I might go look for some dinner. However, on the way, I met some locals busy carrying sticks and branches around, and I ended up chatting with one of them, who revealed to me that they are preparing a little local festival and are going to light a fire, which I am invited to see if I'd like to. And so I decided this was going to be my little evening adventure. I had to go to my hostel in the meantime to check in and dump my luggage, and I was kind of running late. I hadn't promised to come, but they did let me know that they were going to light the fire at about 5. I'm like 15-ish minutes late already. I wasn't able to really go earlier, but if I'm lucky, I still get to see something. Let's see. So, sadly, my slight delay cost me the sight of the fire in its full strength. But I did arrive in time to meet everyone and see the last little bit of the fire. It was such a wholesome little gathering, and at first I was a little worried that they'd not want this odd, foreign-looking chap at their local festival. However, that worry faded away once I started talking to everyone, and they so kindly took me in and let me join.
嬉しい、こういうところに来てもらって顔出して。
ああ、そうですか。本当に大丈夫で本当に嬉しいです。
いいね。思ってますので、まだまだいるよね、子供は。お願いします。本当に今日はありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。
And later, one of the families even invited me to their place to have some of their homemade umeshu and some food, which was so kind. It was very special to me.
こうやってプルプル。これはユーザーの卵です。味はどうでしょうか。
And that was the end of this first day. What an eventful start. It was incredible, and we are only getting started. The next day, I woke up to some gorgeous views of Yuzawa brightly lit up in some morning sunshine. Well, I guess I got distracted shooting these photos and missed my train. But that's okay, that's what I came here for, and now I have an excuse to visit this cafe, because the next train was due in over an hour's time. So on this day, I caught this little train to take the long route through the countryside to a small city called Tokamachi. On the way, I decided to take a gamble and just hop off at a random station to see what there is. I decided to pick a station called Yairo. So, there's really not anything here. But let's go have a closer look. The lighting on this day was rather tricky because the sun would come through every now and then, but just for a couple seconds. And without the sunlight, the flat, overcast light made the place look a little too boring to photograph.
Sun's out just a little bit for maybe a minute and then the next clouds will come in. So I think we have this thing again that I do that I think somewhere is really cool, and then I go there and there's just not really that much there. The shrine was a little less than I was expecting, and the other one I literally can't go to. They didn't care to take the snow away. I suppose nobody goes there in winter.
Luckily, the sun came out a little more consistently and I got tempted to shoot a little more. Most of these photos aren't anything particularly good, but this one I like a lot. And so despite not finding much in this little place, I'm happy to have stopped by in Yairo just for this shot. By the way, in case you have a little collection of shots that you like, you should make a portfolio, for which I recommend this channel's partner, Squarespace. If you need a portfolio website, an online shop, a freelancer's booking page, or anything, basically, Squarespace is the place to make it. I personally have been using Squarespace for over 5 years at this point, and I highly recommend it if you need a website. They have a bunch of professionally designed templates to start off from, and with their intuitive drag-and-drop editor, it is easy to customize the design to your liking. Or you can even use their AI tool, which will build you a website based on your description. And they are really all-in-one. You can register your own domain name with them, and they offer analytics to track the activity on your page. Personally, I think what they do really well, or what I appreciate, is that they give me creative freedom in combination with ease of use. Try it out for yourself. You can head to squarespace.com for a 14-day free trial, and then when you're ready to launch a website, you can go to squarespace.com/TeoCrawford to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
You said that you're just being honest, but there's nothing left. You said you're taking all the hits, someone easy to forget. That's not how you come on. Not trying to be soft. There you are, as right as the rain. Not a thing that you need to change.
My next stop on the way to Tokamachi was a place called Uonuma, where, again, I didn't really have anything in particular I was going for, I just wanted to check the place out.
You said we're only getting older and closer to the end.
そんな煙がいやね、のんべえさんたちが楽しく飲んでくれたからさお前知ってるけどなんだろうね、本当にまあ寒いし夏は暑い感じるよね本当に
To be honest, there really wasn't anything here, but I found a cozy little place to get some lunch, and sadly, in the meantime, the weather had a bit of a turn. that, my second day came to an end. It was quite the opposite of the first one, much less eventful, but nevertheless a beautiful experience. In this city, I got to stay in the spare room of a young man who rents out this room in his house. The next morning, I woke up to some heavy snowfall. The temperature had fallen enough to turn the rain into snow, and so the piles of snow began to grow again, and I had a bit of a walk ahead of me to get to the station. This would usually be a fun walk, but these conditions were a little tricky when dragging around a little suitcase through the snow. But I still managed to get a couple shots. This was a train ride I was excited for. This train was going to take me through the snowy mountains all the way to Nagano City. Due to its limited frequency, I wasn't able to plan any stops on the way, so I made sure to make the best of the ride itself and the views passing by. The train was quite empty, so I felt comfortable moving around a bit, and I was going mildly bonkers with my camera because this was possibly the most beautiful train ride of my life. And guess what? It only got better because the sun came out briefly. had so much fun on this train ride. The sun coming out to light up the landscapes, even just for a short while, was magical. And as you saw, I went wild with the camera and just shot and shot. This is something I've been observing in my film photography lately, the idea of shot concentration. Due to film's cost, one is of course more careful and shoots more intentionally. However, I've noticed that sometimes this can go too far and even lead to me being too hesitant and missing shots because of that. Nowadays that seems to have changed for me, but it's not because I just shoot recklessly all the time. I've found that I need to evaluate in what kind of situation I am. When in a situation, like on that train, something one might even call a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, then I will shoot as much as I feel necessary without hesitation. Whereas in lesser clear conditions, when I'm not even sure whether the situation is even worthy of a shot, I'll revert to my more hesitant and careful approach. I've found that this way of balancing my approach works quite well and results in a careful shooting style with occasional bursts. I just thought I could share this, something I remember thinking about on this day while on this train. I made it to Nagano City, where I parked my luggage in a coin locker and then went to the bus center to catch a particular bus. On the way, I took 2 photographs. I like this one a lot. I enjoy the angle that is unusual for me and the texture of the ground, which is what originally caught me. The way the dark tarmac and the bright snow collide had a certain visual tension, and the fact that the taxis are also white makes them fit the photograph neatly. I didn't have much time, but I did wait for a bit, and luckily this taxi driver came back to his vehicle during this time, and I was able to add a human element too, which, you know, I like. And so, all in all, I think these various elements and factors result in a rather striking photograph. I like it.
In the town on the hill where the apples grow, the church bells ring every hour or so. I took a little walk just to see the ships coming in.
So I caught a bus that was taking me about an hour's drive out of Nagano City again, back into the mountains to a famous area that I've never been to, but was keen to see because it's supposed to be a beautiful sight in winter.
Jump into the wind. I can't go back down to that water. These old muddy shoes keep on walking the streets. Someone's bride buying Egyptian sheets. The window display of some little store in town. And there's my reflection against the morning light. Hello, Mr. Ghost, Mr. Skeleton White.
The place I came to is the forest of the Togakushi Shrine, which consists of 3 shrines that are connected by hiking trails in the forested mountains of Nagano. By this time, the clouds had loosened their grip a bit and let some more sunlight through than this morning, which made for some pretty lighting. This was gorgeous. Walking here, I felt that dream come true feeling that I felt on the first day again. This was even better, just walking through the snowy forest, little bits of sunlight shining through the trees, and seeing the shrine covered in snow. It was truly beautiful. I encountered a lady with an umbrella which made for an interesting shape to photograph with the red shrine entrance in the background. In winter, this shrine is closed, so I couldn't go further than here, but they only closed that last bit so you can enjoy the walk up to the last entrance. Next, it was time to walk through the forest to the other two shrines. What a lovely walk through the snow this was. Fabulous experience, and I took shots here and there, but at this time the lighting was not exactly exciting me.
Going lower to come up higher, giving pine straw to the fire. Turn the boxes right side down. Tired pulling every day, all the shifting, can we take it? Drawing circles in the sand, flushing out new plans. Sing out blue whale, old man in the water, slow motion, ocean river.
I made it to the next shrine, and the clouds had some mercy and let the sun through a bit to excite me with some golden hour light.
Seasons carry on into the seasons.
I was just walking around, observing, taking in the atmosphere and capturing anything that caught my attention for whatever reason.
Moving closer to the breaking waves, wild country full of heartache. Hard to hear through all the ringing, what the silent deep is saying. Sing out blue whale.
This here is the bus stop from where I can catch the bus back to Nagano Station, but I had some time to wait, so I decided to explore the town here in the meanwhile and basically just follow the light. I was so lucky with the lighting here. The clouds made space for a bright golden hour, which I was very much enjoying. This is a lady I met as she was walking her dog. I thought her bright outfit looked pretty cool, so I asked her whether I may take a photo, and I think this quick shot actually turned out pretty cool. What an absolutely incredible day this was. It's one of those days when I feel so fulfilled in life. I just get that feeling of, alright, that's enough. I'm content with what I've been given. This was the peak. And I'm happy to have all those photographs to look back at this day. This morning was a special morning because I had an exciting plan for the day. I knew that I was going to shoot a lot, and so I wanted to stock up on some ISO 400 film, so I went to my go-to camera shop in Nagano. However, it was closed. So instead I went to another one nearby where a kind lady welcomed me and even was so kind to call the guy from my usual shop to see where he is, but he didn't pick up the phone. Luckily, she had a little bit of ISO 400 film left, so I bought from her.
A cantar samba triste que mais parece fado, mas prefiro ficar sozinho, prefiro até morrer.
The place I was heading to is a small town in the mountains called Nozawa Onsen. When I planned this trip, I just decided to add this town to my list because it appeared to be a snowy and charming place to explore in winter. What I didn't know, however, is that by sheer luck and coincidence, I was going to be there on the day of their fire festival. Every year, this town has a crazy fire festival that is one of the 3 great fire festivals in Japan. And in case you don't know, the Japanese can go crazy on some of their festivals. I found this out by coincidence when I was telling someone I was working with about my travel plans. He mentioned the festival and the date, and it turned out that the festival was on the exact date when I was going to be in town. So that was my main photographic mission of the day. For now, however, I just explored the town. The festival was going to be in the evening.
Negociar a minha liberdade por destino frio sem verdade.
Here, I stumbled upon the festival grounds where preparations were happening. The big wooden structure is a shrine that they were going to burn this evening.
この我々の祭りを見て、さらに伝統継承。
情報になってた。
追い目のようなものがありました。でも、
I shot quite freely here, just trying to document the day, taking lots of photos of what was going on.
Lost in the cosmos, singing a song, the silver spoons, a day start for tomorrow. There is a light passing through.
One of my favourite things in the Nagano prefecture is this snack they have here called oyaki, which is essentially a hot little dumpling with some vegetables inside. They were selling those here, so I had to get some. While waiting in line, I took this photograph, which I like a lot. The steam, the backlight, and the person pointing at what they want to order make for a cool shot, in my opinion.
Oh, the light snow drifting down so soft and slow outside my window. I watch it go. Oh, the lilac snow. Though the world may seem so still, it's coming in a distant chill with the memories of winters past, of the ones I wish would have lasted. Oh, the lilac snow tells secrets of long ago, of carol song, of gifts we know. Oh, the lilac snow whispers softly on the wind as memories come flowing in. Once the pen is on the
At this point, the sun was setting and the evening was approaching, so I slowly made my way back to the festival grounds. So you might be wondering what on earth is going on here. These young men are completely drunk. I don't know why this is part of the festival, but it is, and it's their job to protect the shrine from the fires that were on their way to burn the shrine. The festival is quite the attraction, and once the fires reach the festival grounds, the place is completely packed and you can barely move around. I was super concentrated on taking photos, so I barely shot any video. I basically followed the guys who were carrying the fire through the city to the shrine with my camera to capture the action, and I think you'll see why I'm surprised that Nosa Onsen hasn't burnt down to ashes yet. Here are some photographic impressions of the evening. Went mad with my camera this evening and shot many photos that were utter garbage and some that actually turned out pretty cool. Unfortunately, I had to leave a little early because if I didn't leave in time, I would be stuck in this town for the whole night, but my accommodation was in Nagano City. While it's unfortunate that I didn't get to see the climax, the burning shrine, photographically, I don't think I would have been able to shoot it anyway because the festival ground was so full of people that I could barely move and get close enough to shoot anyway. But it'd be cool to just see the full thing, so I shall return one day. After that eventful evening, I slept well and decided to just have a bit of a relaxed day in Nagano for my last day. in the evening I was going to take the train back to Tokyo, and so until then I had time to explore and decided to make my way to Obuse, which is a small town outside of Nagano City which apparently is quite pretty, so I wanted to check it out. But first, I walked to my go-to camera shop again in the hopes that it's open this time.
Old friend, I watch you walking away. Close of the day, cloaked in the shade. Oh, it's alright, living in the afterlife. It's okay when the glow wanes, 'cause all we have is moving to a memory.
Here are some photos of this gentleman's bike and garage. I had a little chat with him, though to be honest I didn't really understand most of what he said. Not sure if he spoke in a dialect or just mumbled too much, but he let me take some photos, which I appreciated.
There all things must wait.
If only I could finish something, run straight through to the end.
And so I arrived in Obuse. Despite this town being a bit outside of Nagano City, this place already felt very quiet and rural, quieter than I actually expected.
Will it ever be enough when I'm bent on trying to keep it tough? Will I ever settle down, happy with the here and now? When will it ever be enough? Ever be enough? Ever be enough? If only I could build a tower, pierce right through the clouds, saxophones at every hour. Who hasn't heard of me now? Then will I have had enough of trying to keep myself real tough? Will I ever settle down, steady
同い年の大工さん。あ、そうです。また1年よろしく。
よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
Quando o sol se pôs, pensei em nós dois. Foi a alma que morreu. Tudo escureceu, bem ao meio.
As it so often happens, I thought I would have enough time. It was plenty of time, and yet somehow I always fill it up and end up rushing to the station.
Seria o fim de você.
I ended up running, but I caught the train and it took me back to Nagano, where I then had a little bit of spare time left before hopping on the Shinkansen back to Tokyo.
Tudo bem diferente. A boca fala mais, o coração não mente. O amor é uma teoria explicada por gente. Não parece nem pouco.
In Nagano City, I decided to just visit Zenkoji, which is basically the famous attraction in the city, and I've been to it before, but I like it so much that I'm happy to just come again and, of course, fill myself up with a couple local snacks.
Quando o sol se pôs, pensei em nós dois. Foi a alma que morreu. Tudo escureceu, bem ao meio-dia. Foi no apogeu. Quem diria que seria o fim de você?
And with that, this trip came to an end. This was incredible. It's the exact reason why I came to Japan in January, and I think I was successful in broadening my photographic portfolio in Japan further by including more winter photography. It was truly an amazing experience, and I hope you had a good time joining me. If you're still watching, thanks for coming along. Before saying goodbye, I would like to say a massive thank you to the lovely people supporting me and my work on Patreon. Thank you so much to each one of you. If you're interested in Lightroom presets, color grading tutorials and stuff like that, you could check out my page via the link in the description. Also, I have a print shop in case that is of interest to you, also in the description. With that said, I hope to see you again soon. Until then, goodbye.